Hello friends, how are you all? So today let us start with the next topic, that is law of demand. I already explained you all the things about the downward sloping demand curve, types of demand and factors affecting demand, or we can say determinants of demand. All this already I have explained you. So today I will start with the law of demand. So this one is very important question, that is आंसर इन डिटेल वाला क्वेश्चन है ये. इट विल कम फॉर द 8 marks. एक्सप्लेन द लॉ ऑफ डिमांड विथ इट्स अजम्पशंस और एक्सेप्शंस, दोनों चीज़ें हैं. एक्सेप्शंस भी इम्पॉर्टेंट है. एंड फर्स्ट, when you have to write the law of demand for 8 mark question, first you have to write the introduction, then the statement, and then the rest of the things. Okay, so let us start with the law of demand introduction. It was introduced by Professor Alfred Marshall in his book Principles of Economics, which was published in 1890. See, if you didn't remember the year, just you can write that Alfred Marshall, it was this law of demand is introduced by Professor Alfred Marshall in his book Principles of Economics. If you don't remember the year, don't write that because if you written it wrong, you will get 0 mark for this. Because teacher says as the starting of the law is wrong, the whole law will be wrong. So there no one is going to read the whatever you are written in the next page or on the in the further statement. So therefore this is the one important I want. जो एक चीज़ है वो आपको बता रही हूँ कि अगर आपको ईयर याद नहीं आ रहा है तो लीव इट, उसको वहाँ पे मत लिखो. बिकॉज अगर आप गलत लिखते हो तो कोई भी आपका आगे का नहीं पढ़ेगा. देन द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ द लॉ. According to Professor Alfred Marshall, other things being equal, higher the price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of a commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. Other things being equal, this is one of the important thing, that other things being equal, what are these other things? These are the assumptions of the law, and at that point of time, if the price of the commodity is higher, then the quantity demanded is less, and vice versa. That means अगर price कम होगी तो demand ज़्यादा रहेगी, price ज़्यादा होगी तो demand कम होगी. So now, symbolically or the functional relationship between demand and price is expressed as dx is equal to f of px. See this, you have to write this and you have to explain what is meant by d. D of x, that means demand for a commodity x, and f means function. Function, what it denotes, that means it will change according to the change in price. That is known as function. X is the commodity, F is the function, and P of X, that is price of the commodity. Okay. So now whenever there is a price change, there is also a change in quantity demanded. Now law of demand is based on following assumptions. What are these assumptions? Let us see the first one, that is constant level of income. If the law of demand is to find true operate, then consumers' income should remain constant. See, for this purpose, for the existence of this law, level of income of the consumer should not change, because already we have seen that factors affecting demand में हम लोग ये देख चुके हैं कि if the income of the consumer will rise, his purchasing power will increase, and definitely level of income should be constant to study this law. The second one is no change in the size of population. It is assumed that size of population remain unchanged, because as larger the size of the population, larger will be the demand at the same price or higher price also. Therefore, size of the population that must be remain constant for the study of this law. Then price of substitute goods remain constant. Substitute goods, all of you know about this. I think we have already discussed about the substitute goods, and in that case substitute goods का price अगर change होता है तो जो अपनी commodity है उसका भी change हो जाएगा, and that's why prices of the substitute goods should remain unchanged, or that they should remain constant. Then fourth one is prices of complementary goods remain constant. Same way in the substitute goods, just like the complementary goods also, That means price of one good will affect the demand for the other. For example, already I have explained you this for car and fuel. If the price of the petrol will become increased, demand for car become less, and therefore price of complementary goods remain constant. Then the fifth one is no expectation about future changes in prices. See, these points are little bit similar to the determinants of the demand. So while writing the law, writing your question, what you are writing, please keep in mind and then write your answer according to that. It is assumed that if the consumer do not expect any future change in price in near future, that means consumer should be in the mind that should keep in mind that the price will not change in near future. Therefore, whatever his ability to pay for this particular commodity and ability to pay and willingness to pay remain constant. That means प्राइस जो है वो चेंज नहीं हो रहा है, तो ये जो प्राइस रहेगा उसी के ऊपर वो ध्यान देके कमोडिटी को खरीदेगा. ओके, आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ यू can understand this. Now, no change in taste, habit, preference, fashion, etc. This is also an important one for the existence of this law. For the study of this law, at this particular time, there should not be a change in taste, habit, preference, fashion, etc. of the consumer. Because if it is changed, then the quantity demanded will change. It will affect that even if lower price, the consumer will not purchase anything which is out of fashion. Therefore, the fashion, taste, habits, and preference of the consumer should remain constant. Now, the next one is no change in taxation policy. Again, this is also an important one because already we have seen that taxation policy, government का जो taxation policy है उसका बहुत impact होता है demand पे, and therefore it should be a same or constant up, while studying this law of demand. There are 7 assumptions are given. At least for the 8 mark question, you have to write minimum 5 of it so that you will get 8 out of 8 for this law of demand. After this, the explanation of the law, you have to write the demand schedule, then the diagram for that, and after that your assumptions. So you have to write the answer in that way. Okay, now I explained you the explanation and of the law of demand. Now I will explain you the schedule, demand schedule and demand curve. Okay, as shown in the table 3.3, when price of commodity X is rupees 50, quantity demanded is 1 kg. See, this is the schedule given that at price 50, quantity demanded is 1 kg. As the price goes on decreasing, demand for commodity will increasing. So, again you have to show that demand curve will slope from downward, that is from left to right, as price is always be taken on y-axis and the quantity demanded on the x-axis, so that you will get the demand curve. You have to plot this graph on in the answer also. You have to plot this diagram, then only you will get 8 marks for this. Okay, after this explanation of the diagram is also required. You have to explain that on y-axis there is we have taken price in rupees, quantity demanded in kgs. All this you have to write and you have to draw this diagram, and after that you have to explain it. Explanation of the diagram is there. What it says, x-axis represents the demand for the commodity and y-axis represents the price of the commodity X. This line, next line, is very much important. DD is the demand curve which slopes downward from left to right due to an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. This sentence is very much important while writing the law of demand. Your answer should end with this statement that DD is the demand curve which slopes downwards from left to right due to an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. And after that you have to write the assumptions or exceptions whatever asked in the question. But your law of demand is the answer for the law of demand is like introduction of the law, statement of the law, demand schedule, and explanation of the figure, and last line should be like this only. Okay, I think all of you are getting clear about law of demand and its assumption. In the next lecture I will explain you the exceptions to the law of demand. Okay, till then stay home, stay safe, do study well, and Please like and subscribe my channel so that you will get the next notification. Bye.